Hi, and welcome to today's session about Hacktoberfest 2022 and how the Jenkins community is working with that. My name is Darren Pope. I'm a developer advocate with CloudBees, and most of the time when I have a live stream, I have Mark Wade on, but we have somebody new today. We have Jean-Marc on. Jean-Marc, how are you doing?
Hello, good morning or good afternoon. So here it's the afternoon. My name is Jean-Marc. I'm calling from Brussels here. So nice to be on the show here or
Good.
on this live stream.
And we are planning on doing this for the next 3 Tuesdays, 4 counting today, celebrating Hacktoberfest.
Yes, well, I'm guiding the effort for the Jenkins project of the Hacktoberfest for this edition. So I am the Jenkins developer relation, and I'm trying to get the community started and active on that topic.
So, since we're now, if people don't know what Hacktoberfest is,
Yeah.
can you explain what Hacktoberfest is, just in general?
Yes, I need to be careful because yes, indeed, a lot of people know, and there have already been several editions, but there are several of newcomers, and very happy to include them in this event. So Oktoberfest, to mention the official wording, is it's a celebration of open source. So open source is an important part of our life, and well, I think it's important that we also give back as a token of recognition for that. So during this month, all the communities try to have a focused contribution on open source, to giving back to it. So the name, for those who are not familiar for that, is a clear reference to a very important German event, Oktoberfest, which is a big reunion, very festive, a lot of beer is drunk, and where people share together. It's really a very, very strong common moment. And well, hacking is the same. Now we're missing the face-to-face part. We still need to get used to that. So a lot of that activity is now online. The event is sponsored and since years by DigitalOcean, Apprite, and Docker. And so the event is designed to push people first to, during this month, we work together, we start communities, we're working together, and as an incentive, because we're still human and we like swag, as an incentive, participants can win a T-shirt, or eventually, or if you don't want to have a T-shirt and the expense of having it shipped at the other side of the world, you can have a tree planted on your name if you're more environment conscious. But swags are still now what I find important to restate this event is, well, there's a lot of fun working together, sharing knowledge, learning, and the values of the event are so everybody is welcome. So the first value is that we want to welcome everyone who wants to contribute, who wants to share. So that means that there's no limitation on the knowledge level, on the skills or whatever. Everyone started someplace and everybody is a newbie in different fields. So is a first important thing. The other thing, there is an incentive. You need to submit several pull requests. Quantity is fun, so you can start submitting a lot of pull requests, but this is not really all the story. Quality is key. So this is the motto. that we need also to focus on quality. And we also want to have an impact. That means that it's short term. We want really to have something that is in a limited time scope where we all together, but this will have a long-term impact on the various product we're working on and we like. And in this case, and this is the conversation that we have together, well, we're doing that with the Jenkins community, and is the purpose of this talk. Now, Darren, I tried to explain in a few words and maybe over-prepared it because I'm not used to that. Darren, was that clear, or are there things that we should?
I thought it was clear. Yeah, and I think one of the first things I have held off. Today is October 4th, at least where I'm at and where Jean-Marc is. It's already the 5th in a few places. If you're in October 5th already and you're watching this live, go to bed. Just go to bed. It's too late to be up. I've held off on doing any of my PRs or anything else. In fact, I noticed that the official kickoff, and this is the Hacktoberfest site, it's just hacktoberfest.com. About an hour ago, the official event, Hacktoberfest Kickoff, happened about an hour ago. In fact, it may still be live streaming right now. I'm not going to click over there. So we're just sort of tagging on the back of that and talking about how the Jenkins project and the Jenkins community is getting involved in this. And I've held off until now to sign up, so you can see how easy it is to sign up. And one thing I noticed different this year is, so all you have to do, you can either click on Start Hacking or you can come down here to Registration is now open. It opened on the 26th of September. But one thing that, and again, thanks to DigitalOcean, to AppWrite, and to Docker for sponsoring it this year. Let's take a look at Registration Now Open. One thing that's new this year, because I don't remember it last year, is now you can also authorize with GitLab. So if your open source project that you're working on is also on GitLab, that is now available and part of Hacktoberfest. I don't believe that was true last year. And you can do both sides. So I don't have a project right now on GitLab that I'm working with, and since we're talking about Jenkins CI organization is on GitHub. So I am going to click on Initiate. And then I have to log in. Oh, you know what? Here. I can't log in front of everybody live. I'm not that good.
Well, because
so here,
I'll
come back to that in a minute, because number one, I don't have my password manager logged in, so I don't even know what my password is.
Right.
And number two, I can't even type in the right thing. So here, I'll do that. Go ahead,
Darren. While you're showing the website and showing the registering process, I just wanted to highlight why Hacktoberfest is an interesting thing to look at.
Okay.
Now it's important that we can give back to the community at large, not only the Jenkins community. And this is the first step, and this is why I find it personally very important. The first step of not being a selfish, just a consumer of open source. Open source is great, but it works the two ways, and everybody can learn. Now, the other thing that I like very much in this initiative, and this is why I like to be involved in it, Hacktoberfest is a very nice way and a good opportunity to learn. You can learn with open source all the year, but having a focused effort and being able to meet other people doing the same and that are interested in the same is really a very good opportunity to learn how open source works. There's some codes, there's some habits, and there are things to learn about that. And it's also a good habit to get outside, or a good opportunity to get outside of your comfort zone and to get hands-on experience and to learn things, knowing that all the skill levels are really, and this is what I really like, and that it's. And now I'm going to do some shameful publicity of things that where I have also been active. I know that Google Summer of Code is also a great opportunity to learn and to get involved in a community and to jumpstart quite a lot of activities in computing. Hacktoberfest is a very, very nice opportunity to start learning how it works, to get um, not influence, but to get exposed to the way open source works, starting to learn the internals of a project, and this will help you to make a much stronger proposal. So there is a link between both. So I do this as being one of the org admins for Google Summer of Code with Jenkins, and there's a relationship with it.
Okay,
So
I'm back.
obviously you were able to log in.
I can log in.
So,
Yeah, I have multi-factor. I've got everything, so I had to go run off and do a bunch of different things. But so you'll end up on this screen. I'm assuming there'll be a variation of this on the GitLab side as well. So I'm going to authorize now. Just in complete transparency, we have email addresses read-only, profile information is read-only. So you are giving that up to the Hacktoberfest app. So I'm willing to do that because I've done it for the last, I've lost track how many years now. So then you get redirected. Hey, there's me. Hi. And then, ooh, that's scary. Look, I turn green.
well,
I'm hulking out.
It's green because it's in the process of filling all the forms.
Oh, okay. So there's my name. There's the email address associated to my GitHub account. Yes, I intend to participate there.
You can choose as a contributor or a maintainer, or even an event organizer. But most of the people that are listening
Are going to be, most people listening are going to be a contributor, correct?
correct. Yes.
Now there's also no reason, there's no restrictions for doing this. And in fact, you've got a blog post that we'll show in a few minutes to where it goes through and details the FAQs about sort of rewritten, I'm assuming from Hacktoberfest, but more in a Jenkins specific way. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. All right. So anyway, so I'm just going to do contributor for now. I am experienced with open source and Hacktoberfest. Yes. How would you like to contribute? Now, this is the key part here. It doesn't have to be code.
Yeah, this is new this year. They're really promoting non-technical contributions. So the non-code is new, so you can't use pull requests as a way to count the contribution. So they have another system for that. So a blog post can be counted, presentations can be counted. So things that are very often dematerialized and that cannot be counted.
Okay.
Now, this is a very nice thing. It shows that it's not only for coding and the classical way to contribute.
Right. And let me go down here and select my United States, wherever I am. There we go. And then operational opt-ins. I opted in to share with Holopen to receive digital badges. Sure, why not? Marketing opt-ins. Sure. I will check and get all those. Rules and terms. Okay. Yeah. Important things. Yeah. So I acknowledge, yes. I acknowledge, yes. This one is important. Quality contributions to open source. I noticed, again, to the blog post or the notes that you'll have, that I believe it was yesterday that there were some changes made to the process. Mm-hmm. Is that correct? In the past, people would sometimes, a lot of times, put in garbage PRs, which I'll classify garbage PRs, just to get the t-shirt.
Yeah, and well, okay, there are always people that try to go around the queue and trying to go first and so on. Now, we need also to be very respectful for the people that spend their time, the maintainers and so, and the organization of Hacktoberfest now is putting a very strict rule there. If you submit 2 or more pull requests that are considered as being spam or just nonsense, so they will flag it that way. You're out of the game, and you're not being encouraged anymore to do anything, which would be really a waste of energy.
Which is this third point, right? The second and third points go together.
Yeah.
And then DigitalOcean, and I'm going to say register.
Yeah.
And
here we go. Normally it initializes.
Oh, there it is.
Everything. Yeah. They changed the look and feel of the website. So it's at first I was surprised, maybe coming from my age, but now I start to like it. And
so I'm at 0 of 4 right now because I haven't done any.
Yeah,
right.
Indeed.
On purpose, I have not done anything yet.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. This is where you can monitor and the status of the various pull requests. And it's updated every quarter of an hour. So if you update regularly the page, otherwise the organization updates the figures every 6 hours. So you have a good dashboard there. Okay.
I'm back. Sorry, I lost internet.
Yeah. Okay. So I was going to continue.
No, you were good. Let me share that out again. Okay. Present screen. Because what you were saying there is actually pretty important. No pull request yet. Every 15 minutes, and to be correct with GitLab, they're called merge requests, not pull requests. So that's the reason why it says pull/merge request.
Yeah, correct.
So where do you want to go to now? Because now I'm logged in. So if I wanted to start doing pull requests, which I'm not, let me go, since I'm here, because I'll let you share in a moment.
I'm just going to explain without support the general idea how it works.
Okay.
And then I'm going to walk through the various supports and various documentation that we have.
Got it.
So the general principle, because it's always nice to have a goal, an incentive, and the general incentive for Hacktoberfest is if you submit 4 pull requests that are accepted by the maintainer of the project. So accepted can be done in 2 ways. Either the maintainer will accept the pull request, eventually guide you in doing a couple of corrections in it, but he will then merge the pull request. I assume that the people listening to us have a general culture what this means. You just tell me if I need to explain what that is. So either the pull request is merged, or if it can't be merged immediately because there are other dependencies, the maintainer will add Hacktoberfest accepted. And this means that this pull request will count towards your total of 4 accepted PRs. When it's only accepted, there is a 7 days wait time until it's counted, but these are just details. Beware if the general quality is key. It's the way to respect also the people. Open source there is a lot of part that's respecting other people. And the token for that is don't supply junk PRs. They will be marked as spam or invalid, and you're out of the game anyway. So another small detail that I would like to ask, as some maintainers don't have that much time available to follow up and coach or guide the various people that are submitting PRs. I lost track of what I wanted to say. I'm a little bit tired for that. Guide me there, Darren, please. I don't hear you.
Sorry, I was muted. Let's take a look at what we've got set up on the Jenkins org site first, and then we'll come back to what you were talking about, because I think it'll all tie into that. Yep. So if you go to github.com/JenkinsCI, which is the top level org, yep, there is the Hacktoberfest right below the top part that's normal there. You'll see a link that's learn more about this year's Hacktoberfest, which I'm going to open that up in a new tab. And this is basically, is this your blog post? No, this is the event.
This is the event page. This is where it is the central Q&A, let's say that way. This is where you have all the details about that. And there are a lot of very useful information on that page, links. So there is a quick start.
Which this one I just did, right? This line one I did. I'm not going to do the Gitter channel right now.
No, this is so Gitter channel, for people that are not aware, is some GitHub related instant messaging system that we're using that allows to reach out to people that are online. There's nearly 24 hours a day. There's somebody awake on the Jenkins community, like the English said in the old days of the empire. So the sun never sets on the Jenkins community.
Yep.
So there's always somebody there. Just click on the link and it will guide you if you're not registered yet. And then you can go and start submitting pull requests. Maybe we'll come back later.
This is the part right here that you were talking about when you sort of lost your path, to where if for some reason a repository is not tagged, and we'll take a look at some of them that are tagged, then you've got to come up with a different way. And the way that is, so basically there's three organizations. So the Jenkins CI org is just one of three orgs. There's Jenkins CI, there's Jenkins Infra, and then there's also Jenkins-ZH or ZH.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's for Chinese, right? That was
correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So not all of the repositories are marked as part of Hacktoberfest. In fact, I found one today that it's a plugin that needs a couple of fixes, but it's not tagged as Hacktoberfest yet.
Right. So there are two reasons why it's not tagged. First, the first one, the more obvious, is that the maintainer doesn't have the bandwidth to do a correct job to support and review this extra work. The other reason, like probably the plugin where you looked at, is that the plugin is a little bit lonesome, and there is no active maintainer on it anymore. So it's worthwhile if it's not a lost energy to submit a PR to those plugins, and eventually do the step if you feel yourself strong enough to adopt the plugin. There's always somebody around that will look at what you do. It will take time. So if you want to achieve your objectives of 4 PRs to get a t-shirt, concentrate only on Hacktoberfest tagged repositories. You can still submit a PR and discuss with the maintainer or whoever is listening. And there are different channels where you can say, well, here I did this, I think it's important, and help me please to make it count for my Hacktoberfest reward. So there are ways, if somebody tags your pull request as being Hacktoberfest accepted, then even if the repository is not tagged, it will count towards your total.
Right. And that's the key part there. If the repository already has Hacktoberfest on it, which we'll look at that in just a moment, you're good. If it doesn't, then add Hacktoberfest to the beginning of your title.
Yes.
And then drop that in the Gitter chat.
Yeah.
And then go.
Yeah, exactly. Raise the tension to it. And it will be
Let's take a quick look at, so we have a link here of the repositories marked for Hacktoberfest.
Mm-hmm.
And just so we can see how that looks, what you're going to see is there's a bunch of tags, but one of the tags is Hacktoberfest.
Right.
Right. So the Jenkins core, Jenkins CI/Jenkins, is part of Hacktoberfest.
Yep.
Jenkins CI Docker, Hacktoberfest. But this one, if you look at the query that's up in the URL, it's checking all three organizations and looking for the tag Hacktoberfest. So there's 112 currently at the time we're doing this live stream. There's 112 repositories that have already tagged themselves with Hacktoberfest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't check the last figures, but this is what I had in mind. Yes.
Yep. So there's
I
all
believe
the
there are
things.
2 more than a week ago, so that's good.
Okay. Good. Got a question from Mark. Why aren't you here? By the way, why is your question not coming up? There we go. How do new contributors find things that they can do? I am so glad you asked this question, Mark.
Yeah.
Because there's a whole section here of issue queries. So you could just click on the link. So let's just say, good first issues on GitHub, because this is probably the quickest one to look at and probably cleanest one to look at. So I can look here at search and there we go. Now the first one I probably would not take as a first issue. Improve automated test coverage. That seems a little large.
Yeah, this is a big subject.
But so there's lots of things of like, okay, this one. This is on the Jenkins Infra organization. And it's the architecting for scale should precede hardware. So basically we're just moving some docs around.
Yeah.
Right. So that might be a really good one and not too big of a deal to do. So
there are different categories of issues. So the process that you showed is, and it explained in the blog post or a Q&A. It shows you how to select the good newbie or beginner ones, or where to find issues. There's also a tag on the issues, either on the Jira or on the GitHub issues. Good issues are marked as Hacktoberfest or good candidates for Hacktoberfest because they're short, they're reasonable, and they have a good skill level. Now the best for beginners, because I always think of the beginners and this, are documentations, documentation issues where you don't need a lot of hard technical competencies. They're good ways to get used to the system, and so they are good for people coming out of universities or these kind of things. Now, this is not to say that it's only documentation, but documentation is very often forgotten. But there are a lot of issues, and if I may suggest, so documentation is always the poor child in it. Improving test coverage is also a very good type of topic and a very good way of learning how it works and to get inside the internals of a plugin or something. So these are the suggestion. I'm reading I don't know what is dissing.
Disrespecting.
Oh yeah, okay.
So it is, but some people may not be able to write automated tests. So I'm going to go with Jean-Marc on this, and that docs may be the quickest way to
the
success.
Docs is because it is a general message. I remember very well the first time I jumped into cold water and said, well, I want to be part of that. I want to submit my first issue. I clearly remember my first feelings. So I can really understand how it feels. but it's very rewarding, and you learn something new. And for the people that are experienced, who are used to that process, remember how you felt, and also how good you felt once you have done it. So help people to do that first step. So just my stories.
One thing that I'm going to call out here, since I'm talking with you specifically, is French translation.
Yes.
Right. So I'm assuming I mean, if people are listening right now, it doesn't sound like that Jean-Marc is from the southern part of the United States.
I can try, but I'm
right. So what is your first language?
My first language is French, and being
okay.
Belgian, and Belgium being so small, you drive 1 hour in any direction. You're in a foreign country with a different language, food and culture. So there are other languages too. So there's Dutch, French, Dutch, German, in all these. And it's always very disturbing to have a half translated product. So it makes life easier for people that are not that used to Jenkins or to English. That happens. And participating in translation is always very useful, and where you can put your non-technical skills at disposal to the community. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so let's see. Was there anything else we want to call out from the FAQ?
No,
I think we covered everything else.
Yeah, if you look at the blog post, I added, Darren, I'm very biased. I think a lot of people that are just joining the communities or in the blog post, there are some good links, and also on the Hacktoberfest main site, good links to
going back to
understand what it is all about.
Right.
So are you? No, you're not.
Well, I'm gonna go back to the blog now. So the blog post you did Preptember, was this? Are you talking about this one?
Yeah,
okay.
I like that word. They came up this year. So you have.
Yeah, that was new.
Hacktoberfest, it's playing with the word, and Preptember is preparing for October. So there is a reminder of the various rules, and so there you have some very good articles about the introduction to what is open source, how it works, what are the principles, and then also some very good links on how to sharpen the skills for submitting a pull request on GitHub for the Jenkins community. So good. And then there is another very interesting resource that can help you to get you scrolled over it because you're part of that. Yeah, a very good source, and also a good introduction of what to do is the Modernizing Jenkins plugins. The plugins are, so we have a couple of thousand plugins available, and it's one of the strong points of Jenkins. But after a while, these plugins tend to, they need some cleaning and dusting off and some update. There's several things to make them easier to maintain, and there's a lot of work that goes in that and should be done. And this is also a neat way of bring a small stone to help build the bigger construction, the bigger wall. I don't like because it separates. So let's say bring your stone to build a house. This is also very neat. And here, Darren, with Mark Waits, you made a tremendous good thread of really starting to know how it works. This is a good series to watch. So I really enjoyed it. So
thanks. So we've gone through all the blog posts, the FAQs. It's October 4th. Are we already seeing some content or some PRs coming in?
Yes, yes. I just checked the stats, and I'm going to, as we're going to meet every Tuesday, and to eventually answer questions from the community or to discuss about Hacktoberfest. I'll give a small report how it goes. It's just over the weekend, and we have already some good activity. The Hacktoberfest Gitter channel has been very, very active during the weekend. I was away, so I saw that this Monday afternoon. And currently we have already 16 PRs. There's only one that needs to be reviewed. All others are either merged or approved. And we have 8 contributors that submitted these PRs. One already won the T-shirt, so he completed his contract. Now I hope he will continue, because there's a lot of work to do. I have another idea of things where people can contribute, and maybe this will be a subject for another edition. So on security, we're working on implementing CPS on various plugins. So, but I'll come back on that for next week. So coming back, so one has already won the T-shirt. I just hope that he will continue. And we have a very diverse audience. So this made me very happy. I checked a little bit who was there. So we have people from India. We have people from China, the US West Coast, Czechia. So very, very diverse. And this makes me happy. So this is a good way to go.
So if you haven't signed up, so what do they need to do first? I guess do what I did first, right? Sign up.
Yes, sign up. Browse
go to Hacktoberfest.
The Hacktoberfest site. This is the most. This is the first step. Yeah. Browse through the documentation, the FAQ and the blog post. They link to, or the blog post links back to the FAQ. You can reach the FAQ from different paths. You follow that. Join on the Gitter channel. There's also the community discourse server. If you go at the bottom of the page where you are, there, this is the discussion. So there's the first item there. See, this is a thread that we started with all discussions and questions, doubts you would have with Hacktoberfest. So this one way, and it reflects on the FAQ, and then you have the Gitter channel. And I might take some good Gitter questions and maybe put them back there for the trace. So these are the various communication. If I can give another tip or so, it might sound intimidating to start. So you say, well, I like Jenkins, I work with it every day. This is annoying me. I don't dare. I don't think I have the level, or I don't think. No, just ask for help or for advice or for pointers. Make the energy, or make this is not English. I apologize for that. But
just say it in French. I'm serious. Just say it in French.
Faites l'effort d'apprendre. So I have to switch, but I'm not going to continue in French. So, but unless you want to hear the French discussion.
I wouldn't understand it, so that's fine.
No, but here, do the investment of learning, get yourself prepared, and do the step. Do the step. It's very rewarding. Hacktoberfest is a good opportunity. A lot of people will be tuned in and will listen, and there will be people available to coach you and help you, especially make the effort to ask clear questions and realize where you need help, or so avoid it doesn't work. Oh, what doesn't work? What did you try to do? What was the expected result? But here, just ask. It's not because you're stuck that you should drop the initiative. You're going to see it can be fun, rewarding, and you will discover a new world by doing that. So here, I wanted to share a little bit my feelings about that. But yeah, go ahead, Darren.
So, anything else you want to cover today? I think we've gone through the notes that we had. Is there anything else?
No, I'm. But here, welcome. Have fun together, and let's improve together. There's a lot of work to be done to improve Jenkins, the products we like. Well, let's. I hope that I will cross several of you on the various channels, and let's solve problems and work together.
So our
I don't know what to say more, but
no, that's fine. That's fine. So our plan is to be back for the next 3 Tuesdays, roughly the same time, unless something changes to where we have to change it out, because it's at this time of day that I'm keeping Jean-Marc from dinner and a nap. Yeah. So this is he's ending up his day. I'm in the middle of my day. I'm getting ready to go eat lunch. So, come back. We'll have some other things. We'll be bringing up the details of how many PRs are coming in, or MRs, if you will. If there won't be any MRs, not for GitLab or not for Jenkins. Sorry. So pull request. Now I'm stuck.
But if you have now, I'm talking to the audience. No idea who is. Maybe we're talking just two of us here, but who is whoever is listening. If there are subjects you would like to us to explore, explain, or guide people through, just drop us a note. I'm available on several channels, Darren too. And we'll try to organize that. But here we're having this weekly meet, virtual meet together where we can help people say what's happening and talk about the progress.
And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, once you subscribe to the channel, when I schedule this, which I will be scheduling it usually on Monday, because I'll wait until not the last second, but the day before to make sure that has the week changed out from underneath us that we didn't know about yet. So sometime next Monday, once you subscribe to the channel, you get a notification that hey, this is going to be happening on Tuesday at probably the same time, noon Eastern, 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. CET. So. And except for the end of the month, and that's when it gets weird because CET moves, but the US doesn't move.
Yeah, this will be interesting, and as you
which way that goes. But hey, that's the third week from now. We don't have to worry about it today or tomorrow or the week after. So, if you're watching this live, thanks for hanging out with us live. If you're watching the replay, thanks for hanging out till the end. Again, we'll be back next Tuesday. For people that are aware, Jenkins LTS comes out tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. So Mark and I will be back on Thursday afternoon Eastern time to go through what's new in 2.361.2. Yeah, so should be a big boring stream that just should be, because it's a .2. We like .2s to be boring. We also like .3s to be boring as well. Just keep it real. So let me check comments before we leave again here. Mark has a lot of questions. You know what, Mark? We're going to take your questions and we'll mix them in for the next ones. Yep. So we'll do that just because I'm hungry. I'll be honest. I'm hungry. Yeah.
Hey, Darren, well, thank you for having me and keep me away from my dinner. The dog is waiting for his evening stroll. But thank you. That was a really great experience for me, and I hope that people have now a clear idea of what Hacktoberfest at Jenkins is.
Okay, cool. Thanks, everybody, and we will talk to you again next week.